tutorial on a look that I recently posted on my Instagram just below. Go check it out if you haven't seen it already. I'm going to get straight into it. My friend Denise asked me to do a tutorial, so here I am. I've already done my skincare prep, but I'm just going to go in with a primer, and in today's video I'll be using the Tatcha, when it focuses, the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. A little bit goes a long way. You don't need a lot of product, and it also comes with a little spatula, which I haven't got on me at the moment, so I'm just using my fingers. But the great thing about this primer is that it does everything. So it evens out your skin tone, minimizes the appearance of your pores, hydrates your skin, but controls oil, evens out any fine lines and wrinkles if you have any concerns about them. So it makes it a really great product for all ages, all concerns, and yeah, so I've got that on my face. Now I'm going to go in with my eyeshadow primer. Using the NARS eyeshadow primer. I purchased it in the coloured one, so I think it's called medium dark. So I think it also comes in translucent and in light or light medium. Really good for controlling any oil on your eyelids. You can use it whether you're using eyeshadow or not, which I think is a really great option. And because it is tinted as well, you can use it to help reduce any darkness or help to brighten up your eyelids and around. And I'm just going to use my fingers to rub it in. And you can see the difference. I should have done one at a time so you can see the difference that it makes. It is quite subtle, but it keeps it really natural. So that's one, and I'll just rub the other one in also. So there's no specific order that I follow in terms of steps when I'm doing my makeup. It more so depends on my mood, my time, the occasion, the kind of look I'm doing. So my brows first. I'm just using this brush by e.l.f. It's just a spoolie brush. Don't really need an expensive one for these brushes. You can brush your brow hairs out prior to applying product, but also as you apply product to make sure that you blend it out and it doesn't look you know, too blocky, if that makes sense. I don't usually try to do anything too specific or too clean with my brows. I think I used to back in the day, like a couple of years ago, but I just don't really care about it anymore. I think your natural brow shape is the best for your face, and I just like to fill in a tiny bit. I just realized I never said what I was using. It is the MAC Deep Dark Brunette Brow Gel. I took so long to read it out because the label has faded, but I've got that much left. I've had it for way too long, so I'm trying to finish that before I continue using my other products. I'm just going to brush them out and go in with my shadow now. Start the Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes, and I'm just going to go in to the crease, and I'm going to use T, and I'm going to use that one as well, which is Peach Tart. I'm going to use Peach Tart first. I'm using the Zoeva Soft Definer brush in number 237. As you can see, really fluffy, really good for blending out product. And it is a very, not light, but I guess on my skin tone, light color, so it's really soft, really subtle, and it creates a very light shadow, which sets the tone for everything else. So that's how it looks. It's very light. I'm just going to zoom back out and just go in slightly slightly under that colour.
It's just going to look really natural. Most of the time I don't like to pack a lot of product on. I think I have a very light hand, so I don't worry too much about all of that. So that's what I've done.
Just add more as you go. As with any product, it's easier to add more to get your desired look rather than starting out with too much and trying to get rid of it. So I'm done with that palette now. Now I'm going to go in with the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. Just huge variety. In this look I'm going to be using Rich Girl. I'm just going to go right in and show you how I do it. I'm just going into that darker brown shade that I used so that you can still see it, but it blends really seamlessly into the Rich Girl shadow that I'm currently putting on. And now I'm going to get my fluffy brush again, and I'm going to use Cocoa Truffle. Just because it's on this palette, it's just easier to do it that way. Otherwise I would be going back onto that dark brown just to go in over here and add some more depth, look a bit more, not smoky, but smoky. This is what I usually do when I'm not wearing eyeliner, but I want something that's more, that's got more depth. Just because once you add your lashes on, your eye does look a bit more dramatic and done up, if that's the look you're going for. And I'm just going in about a centimetre from the outside of my eye to blend in the darker colour. And that is how it looks. Now I'm going to go in with my lashes. So I'm using these ones. I've used them before, so they do have some residue on it. That's how one of the lashes looks. And I'm just going to go put on the other one now too. But do you see how it makes such a difference? Like, it really finishes your look. So as you can see, very pigmented, very easy to do. And I'm just going to go in with some eyeliner. I'm using the Mercier liquid eyeliner. I'm not really sure how to say it. My friend actually recommended it to me because I'm not a huge believer in spending a lot of money on eyeliners. You don't need to spend a lot of money on them unless your eyes are very watery, or you're needing something, or like sweaty, and you're needing something that lasts that extra bit longer, which for the most part mine don't. All mine aren't, so I'm not too fussed about that. I prefer flexible brushes, so I don't know if you can see, but it's a okay, you can't see, maybe I'll do it against my skin. It's a flexible kind of brush, which I prefer. I hate the really rigid sticks because I like the flexibility. It really allows me to shape the liner the way that I want it to, but most people will disagree because they think it's too, what's the word? Not malleable, but malleable. Like, it's too flexible, it's not steady enough, so they're going to mess it up. But I guess personal preference, I really like this. I really like the formula. It's quite black, quite long lasting, does everything I want it to do, and I'm pretty sure it was $15. I don't know, I bought it a really long time ago. And I'm just going to go over the top and create a wing where the eyeshadow stops. As you can see, not very dramatic. But very simple. It's a really good soft glam look. So that's how the one eye looks, and I'm just going to do the other eyeliner on this eye. Beautiful. lashes are on properly, but they feel like they're on properly, so that's all good. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with concealer and contour, and then I'm going to put a little bit of foundation on top. I find that when I do it when I do the concealer and the contour first, I don't end up using as much product, which is good for me because I don't like having a lot on my face. And if I were to do the foundation first, I would be doing it all over my face, and I'd be doing concealer on top, and then I'd be doing contour on top, and then I don't know, it just gets too much for me. So I'm going to start with the concealer, and the NARS Radiant Soft Matte concealer in the color medium dark to caramel. I like it. I use both medium dark 1 and medium dark 2. The medium dark 2 is a bit more yellow toned, which I prefer, so I'm going to use that today. And I'm just going to go in under my nose. I have a lot of under eye lines. Pretty sure that's from staying up a lot when I was younger. Maybe it's genetic, I don't know. Maybe it's both. But I don't like putting much product underneath my eyes because they tend to sink in and crease. So that under eye makeup is usually a situation where less is more. I'm just going to do the other eye as well. I'm just going to go around my brows as well, so it's a lot easier when I do put the foundation on my forehead. I'm also going to go on the pigmented spots of my face. Funnily enough, it's where I have to do the contour, so it hasn't always bothered me a great deal, but it did used to be a lot more prominent and a lot more, I guess, blocked together, but it has separated and gone down a lot. But I feel like at the end of the day, skin is skin. Like you just have to feel confident in it. It's not the end of the world if you've got scarring or pigmentation here and there, or if you know you've got anything else that someone else might find. Typically a area of concern, and skincare is at the end of the day made so that it helps your skin, and that's something that I've really learned to embrace. There's so many things out there in the market to help you address whatever concern you may have, or honestly just make a difference in whatever, like the smallest way possible. So that's the beauty of skincare, because it works essentially when you're using the right or appropriate products. It really does make a difference to your skin, and that's why I love it so much. It really is a way of looking after yourself and getting to know yourself and your skin better, and it is your largest organ, so you better look after it. Anyways, that's my little rant. I'm going to go in actually, because as I was explaining, I have lines underneath my eyes. I'm going to go in and just set my under eyes with this Hourglass Veil translucent powder. I absolutely love it. I only do it on my under eyes. I don't do it all over my face.
It's really dull, or very like soft matte kind of appearance where it's still, I guess, radiant.
I'm taking a little bit, I'm using a Real Techniques brush. It is a bit more dense than your typical fluffy powder brush, but that's why I use it, because I'm just doing it underneath my eyes, and it's a really great way of applying it to a small concentrated area. And I'm also just going to put a ton on my forehead over here, because I do get a little bit oily there. I'm now going to be using this for my contour, so it's just a foundation in a shade that is shade number 10, Praline, and I'm just going to be going in around my face. In 135, and that is the brush, so really great. It's angled, it's dense, really good for just using for your contour. I usually start at the bottom because I don't want a lot of product there, and I find that if I start at the top, the brush does tend to get some product on it, and I don't want it to come down to the bottom of my face. So that's done. I'm now going to go in with the foundation, which I'm using the NARS Radiant Longwear Foundation in Syracuse medium dark one, which is exciting, but definitely recommend this for anyone. And just a tiny bit. I was doing like, I guess, third pumps on my forehead, my lip, and here. You don't need that much. I put more than I normally would, but as you can see, a very small amount of product. And once you blend over the contour that you did, it looks very natural because it's underneath the foundation. I'm nearly done. I'm now just going to go in with my final powder products and my lip, and then I'm going to do some mascara on the bottom. So I'm going to go in with the Too Faced bronzer in the colour Dark Chocolate. I'm just going to use the Mecca Cosmetica brush. I can't remember the name, but you can use it. I think it was called the Flush Brush from memory. I'll double check. But it is beautiful. It's tapered perfectly, so you can go along your cheekbones, you can do blush, you can do like bronzer, you can do highlighter, literally anything. And it's really convenient as well because, you know, you can just twist the brush as you go so that you're not doubling up on product, but it's very natural. And that's just a really good option for those of you who don't like to use a lot of brushes or carry a lot of brushes, or if you're traveling, it's convenient to get a powder brush where you can do all of that. You really don't need several cheek brushes unless you really want it, which in that case, go ahead. But yeah, I'm just going to go in and lightly apply bronzer exactly where I put the contour, just to add a tiny bit more depth. Sorry, I'll show you that side versus that side. You can still see the pigmentation, but it doesn't really bother me because of the location. If you were wanting to cover up pigmentation or scarring or whatever darker marks, definitely recommend a color corrector that will help to even out and counteract the darkness. It's so much better because the peachiness and the redness of it helps to cancel it out. So I can also do a video on that if you guys are keen. I'm now going to go in with a blush, so I'm using the Iridescent Flash blush. It is gorgeous. I only use a little amount because it is quite pigmented. Again, as I was saying before, start with a little bit and build up because it is easier to do your makeup that way rather than having a whole bunch of product on your face and trying to blend it out and having to remove half of it with like a tissue or whatever to restart essentially. And I'm just going to go along the bronzer. It also helps to lift your face. Usually if you do your blush over here, it helps your face look a bit more plumper, and if you do it along here, it kind of elongates your face and makes it look more, I don't know, whatever it does. But yeah, I do like the look of both, but lately I've been vibing with the elongation rather than the plumpiness, especially because I already have a pretty plump face. I remember a few years ago I used to hate my cheeks and hate how plump my face was. I guess when you grow up you kind of learn to love your features. I guess that was more of like a high school, first year uni. You know, probably no one else has this concern, but it was a concern for me, so I'm going to talk about it. Maybe it'll help someone else out one day. But yeah, I think they're very cute, and if you have big cheeks, I think you're very blessed. Now I'm going to go in with a highlighter. It's the Mercier Paint with Light Golden Face Illuminating Trio. So it comes with 3 highlighters. I remember, if you can get this, I think it was actually Christmas stock, but I'm not too sure. But if it ever comes out again, 100% get it. I remember when I saw it, I didn't think I needed it because I already have so many highlighters at home. But this is a game changer. It is beautiful. The colors are so stunning. It's so pigmented and it looks so natural when it's sitting on your face. I love her highlighters. The copper one, the pinky one, I guess it looks kind of like a blush and a highlighter once you put it on, but unless I had to, I wouldn't use it alone. I like mixing it with the other 2. I like mixing all 3. I love these 2 mixed together. I also love them all alone. I don't know, like it's so versatile. The packaging is gorgeous. I don't know why I'm selling it, because I'm pretty sure they don't sell it anymore, but they should definitely make this a staple or bring it out again next Christmas. I don't know, but it was a gorgeous item, and I'm just going to use these 2 mixed together and go put it on my cheeks. I'll do the other side as well. I feel like next time I'll put more emphasis on one side versus the other side so you can see it before and after more clearly. I feel like I keep thinking of this after I start doing the second side. So fun tips and tricks for next time. I'm just going to do a bit on my nose. I'm not too fussed about precision. I'm going to go in lastly with my Hourglass. With my Hourglass mascara. It's called the Caution mascara. Caution. Ooh, okay, whatever. The Caution mascara, just on the bottom lash line. And I'm going to do my final steps, which is my lips. I'm going to go in with this Minerals lip liner in the shade Freestyle. Okay, it's not loading, but Freestyle. I love this pencil. I actually bought it to use specifically with this one lipstick by Bobbi Brown in the shade Bold Honey, or maybe it's just Honey. As you can see, it's a very subtle, like natural lip color. Of course, it's going to be different on me than it is going to be on someone else because I do have darker lips, and I do have the 2-toned lips anyways. And yeah, anyway, so beautiful lip liner, definitely recommend. Goes with pretty much anything and everything. And I'm lastly going to be using the Bare Minerals Gen Nude Lip Gloss on top. It is so hydrating, so long lasting, beautiful colour. It's called Everything. That's the final look.